welcome back to my channel, and today I hope to be talking to you about new information that I recently got by visiting an EF departure meeting in Amsterdam, which is where their headquarters are currently located, in the Netherlands, that is. They're opening a new one in Rotterdam, I believe, but that's going to be next year, so it's not going to be very useful for me. But that will be an option in the future. I got a lot of new information at this meeting. I also met a few of my fellow students that are also going to be going to Tokyo. I already met 3 of them, but I haven't ever spoken to 2 of them, so that was really nice to get to know them. I especially got a lot of new information on my host family and the school. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll gladly answer them.
First off, I've got a lot of new information about my school. It's located in Shibuya and it's around 15 to 20 minutes away from Shibuya Station. Your actual course starts on the Monday after you arrive. I get to arrive on a Friday, but most of my fellow students get to arrive on a Sunday, the day before you start your actual course. I chose to arrive 2 days earlier so I can get to know my host family a lot more and just have a look around my neighborhood. That way it's a lot more peaceful and easy for me. That Monday you don't actually get lessons yet. That will be the following Tuesday. That Monday you'll get a walk around the school and the neighborhood, and you'll get a lot of the information that's needed, like medical information and contact details of your teachers. And I asked how they're gonna make this clear to you if you don't understand Japanese, and they said you don't have to worry about that. Almost every teacher speaks English, so it's gonna be clear to you no matter what. The official language of the school is Japanese. The lessons will also be given in Japanese, and the teachers always speak Japanese unless you ask them to speak in English. EF expects you to talk Japanese all the time. I don't know how they're going to achieve this since my Japanese and the Japanese of my fellow students isn't that great. You'll approximately have 4.5 hours of school each day. The week schedule that you're given either has a W or an M shape. That means you either have a long end and a long beginning of the week and a short middle, or a long middle and a short beginning and end of the week. The school is located very close to a 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is one of the few stores that accepts foreign cards. It's easy to get money that way. And that's the most important information I got from my school and my schedule. And now for my host family. As I've said, I'll be staying in a host family. They said it isn't necessarily a host family, but more of a host stay. So don't expect anything from it. They said they give you food and you can stay and sleep and you'll get a bed and a towel, but don't expect anything more. I was really hoping for a full-on family experience in Japan, like having a second family in Japan. But after hearing this, I won't count on that and just expect nothing. You'll have to get lunch yourself, but dinner and breakfast is served by them. Bento boxes are on sale every night in konbini or convenience stores, so that's really convenient if you want a cheap lunchbox. Besides staying in a host family, you also have the choice of staying in a residential home. In a residential house, you'll have to make your breakfast, dinner, and lunch self in a communal kitchen. So you won't get that from a family or a school representative at all. You'll have to do that yourself. You'll also share a room with a fellow EF student. And in a host family, Japan and China are one of the few locations where you actually have a private room to yourself. You don't have to share it with anyone. The person you'll share a room with in the residential house is a student of the same gender and the same age. If you are underage, you'll get a fellow student that is also underage. In a host family, you get a private room for yourself. You don't have to share it with anyone. That's only the case in Japanese and Chinese EF families though, not in any of the other ones. All the information of your host family will become clear 2 weeks prior to your trip, which I found very last minute. You do get their contact information directly after they are put on your My EF page, which is like a Facebook but only for EF students. I recommend contacting your host family beforehand so they know your needs and you know what to expect from them. If you have any problems with your host family, you think it's too far away or you really don't like them or there are problems, you can always tell your EF school. They'll change it for you. It might take a while since they have to search for either a new room in the residential house or a new host family, which might take a while. So if you have any problems, say it directly to your EF ambassador or your contact person. I also got to hear some of the more general rules. One of the most important to me was the rule that you have to be home at a certain time if you're underage. So if you're 17 or younger, you have to be home at your host family or your residence at around 10 o'clock. If you're not home, your host family will contact the school and the school will begin an active search for you. You can actually stay out longer, but you'll have to ask permission of your host family, the school, and your parents before you do so. You need to do this every time you want to stay out longer than 10 p.m. or if you want to sleep over at someone's house. One other rule that you really have to follow is that you have to be present 80% of the time. If you're not present 80% of the time, you won't get a degree and maybe you'll even be sent back home. So far I've had a few problems with EF host families. Not specifically the host family itself, but getting one. I got my host family for about 5 hours. It was put on My EF, which is like the social network for EF students. After that it got removed and I never saw it again. You're supposed to get a host family 2 weeks before departure. It's now 10 days before my departure and I still have not gotten a host family yet. My fellow students already have their host family, so I'm waiting patiently for mine. That's the only real problem so far with EF. And this was the most important information I got out of the meeting. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any tips, please contact me. I'd love to hear them. And I'll see you guys soon!